Are the Helldivers 2 Killzone crossover weapons truly worth your time, especially that new pricey assault rifle? Let's break it all down. So without further ado guys, let's dive right into the video. To begin guys, we are going to first check out what we got free, then move on to what the community is saying and if these items are even worth your time to buy. So what is included within this free content update? Let's start with the new armor we received, the AC2 Obedience armor set. The helmet is equipped with a hepatopical speciality lenses, making it a favourite among long distance snipers and micro sculpture enthusiasts alike. And the armor passive saves provides 50% resistance to fire, gas, acid and electrical damage. Personally, I think this armor looks really cool and it suits the recent updates with the Illuminant, so I think this was a really great match for a crossover overall. It also comes with a matching helmet which I think just looks really rad, honestly. Now I'm not one to get really hyped over capes, but honestly out of all the capes I've seen in Helldivers 2 so far, this is my favourite. I love the red on it, the red and white. Defender of our Dream, commemorating the new Stockholm Treaty on prisoners of war. This cape celebrates the right of all enemy combatants to a swift and merciful execution. I mean, look at that. That looks absolutely badass. Next, the weapons we received was the ST-811 SMG, a submachine gun with the helical feed magazine, if that's how you say it, helical, which gives the weapon a higher ammo capacity while making it more front heavy, produced by Steel Arms. And as you can see, the weapon traits are light armor penetrating, one-handed. So this weapon overall would be pretty decent against the bugs. When it comes to the Illuminant and also the bots, that's probably another question because it hasn't got medium or heavy armor penetration. The second weapon we received was this badass rifle, the Plas 39 accelerator rifle, a high precision burst fire plasma rifle that must be charged to fire, medium armor penetrating, explosive. Arrowhead have gone and decided it's a festive season, so why not give away free presents for all players? I mean, I wish it was as simple as that, but it isn't. The real reason for this is because the first official drop of content for the Killzone crossover update saw a lot of frustration due to the cost of each item. And as you can see here, it's a pretty hefty price, I must say, and from what a lot of players have said, the assault rifle is not even worth the expensive price tag. More on this later in the video. I myself, man, just literally grabbed everything because I could not wait, but I do think the cost was a bit too much for what it is. They did say it was a Christmas gift, but in reality, it was done to say, we are sorry. I mean, I still bought it as I love Killzone, but that's not really the point. The point is, dude, for what we got, it was not really worth the price tag, as I just said. The armor, I think, was, if you're a Killzone fan, but the weapons are very questionable. I am glad they changed this though very quickly, because if not, and they just carried on as per usual, like most games do, Helldivers 2 would have just spiraled out of control once again. And we know how that goes, so let's not go there again. One thing I honestly love about Helldivers 2 is how strong the community is, and they will make themselves heard if needed. Now, Johan posted this message right here, explaining why they are giving these items away for free, so you guys have more context. In the spirit of the holidays, and based on your feedback, we have decided to give away the next half of the Killzone Helldivers 2 collab away for free for everyone. Happy holidays from Arrowhead and our friends at Guerrilla Games. Honestly, I'm so glad they listened, and you can tell, as he said, based on the feedback, they are doing this as a kind gesture to, I guess, make amends with players. I think it's great. They could have done what every other game studio would have done, like EA, and just forgot about it, moved on like nothing happened, and swept it under the carpet. Helldivers 2 though, man, is just awesome with its community. They listen so much more now than they did in the early days, so I'm sure they'll want to keep the players nice and sweet. You can still right now access the first set of armor and goodies in the Superstore. This is all based on a 10-day time scale, as it says right here. We're also going to extend the duration of the items currently in the Superstore from 5 days to 10 days, so that you have a chance to get hold of it and reduce the risk of missing out. After this, the page rotation will go back to its usual cadence, and we'll be asking for your feedback on our test. If you think this is too short, as you want us to look into bringing items back for longer periods, we'll ask again in future surveys. Maybe at the end of this test, they'll know for future updates to adjust the prices a little bit better. I mean, they should not be dead cheap, but I think they could be a little bit cheaper than they are currently. One good thing about this overall is you can buy everything individually, so if you don't want something, you don't need to spend all of your super credits to acquire a war bond, just to get the weapons or stratagems you want basically. And all I care about is the playable content, weapons, stratagems, so armor does not really bother me too much, and I honestly really like this approach. Then again, I'm a Killzone fan, so the armor is a yes from me. Now, one player put up a message regarding the prices of this content drop, and Pilstead actually responded. I grabbed the whole thing because I love Killzone, but the price definitely felt steep, especially since this is only half of it. Would have been nice if it had remained as a war bond like the leak showed. Pilstead, sorry you felt the price was steep. We are looking at all feedback. The reason we changed it from a war bond was actually because there were concerns that having a higher price war bond would carry negative sentiment. To be honest with you, I agree it would be worse, and I think this is the right way for a crossover. Again, as I said, I love the way I can just purchase the specific thing I want without having to buy everything. Plus, this is a collaboration between Killzone and Helldivers 2, so they're going to want to make money somehow. We as players, I think, need to be a bit more considerate in some areas, but cost-wise, overall, I think was a little bit too much. With all of this information out of the way, let's get into the weapons, the juicy part of this video. Are they actually useful, and do they pack enough punch to make you consider ditching your current go-to gear? Personally, I had a blast testing all three. After several matches, could have been a lot more honest, it weren't keeping track. The burst sniper is easily my favourite so far, but that doesn't mean the others don't have their shortcomings. First up, the assault rifle. I tested this weapon extensively, and it's fantastic for mowing down hordes of light targets against swarms of bugs, bots, and even the voteless. It performs really well, especially since the bots often have exposed areas where you can focus your damage on. However, it really struggles against armored enemies, especially with the Illuminant. It's downright frustrating. It takes an entire magazine just to take down a single armored target, making it a poor choice for enemies with heavy armor. In comparison, the Liberator Penetrator, with its medium armor penetration, does the job far better. The assault rifle could have been great if it came with medium armor penetration or something like incendiary rounds for damage over time. Without those, it doesn't really pack the firepower you need. Next is the SMG. I wasn't expecting much from this weapon, but it really surprised me honestly. It absolutely shreds through targets thanks to its high fire rate. While it also has a lot of armor penetration, the fire rate of this weapon makes it far more effective than the assault rifle against most enemies, including the heavier ones. That being said, it still struggles against heavily armored targets, particularly the Illuminant. If you pair any of these two weapons, that gives you the extra ammo trait, it's definitely a solid choice, especially if you rock a supply pack as well. And for bug focused Helldivers, this could be a go-to weapon. Everything else though is really quite questionable. Finally, the burst rifle. Now, this one is a game changer. It's highly accurate and hits very hard. One headshot takes out the staff wielding enemies, while body shots takes only 2 to 3 rounds. Even those annoying flying enemies are no match for this weapon, going down in just a couple of shots. What's even crazier, okay, what's really mad about this weapon is that it can take down tripods, also known as harvesters. Sure, it will cost you almost all of your ammo, but it's doable. Speaking of ammo, that's the weapon's main drawback. You burn through it quickly and have to be incredibly accurate to make it last. For now, you'll have to rely on a resupply backpack. I'd love to see Arrowhead buff its ammo capacity or tweak the weapon for better sustainability. Basically just improving the damage in general. So are these weapons worth it? Yes, but with some downsides. If you're looking for something fun and new to try, they're a great addition to your arsenal. However, if you're expecting a game-breaking weapon to dominate the Illuminant, you might be disappointed. Here's what I think they could improve on in future updates. The assault rifle add medium armor penetration at least. The SMG is already pretty much solid. However, if it had something like incendiary rounds, it would make the weapon a lot more versatile. Finally, the burst rifle, increase ammo capacity or buff its overall damage output slightly. If you're primarily a bug player, the SMG and assault rifle would be great picks for you. Bot focused Helldivers will also enjoy them, but for Illuminant's heavy missions, the burst rifle is your best bet. It's the only one that feels truly impactful. For me, on a personal note, the burst rifle is a must-have, and if it gets a buff or more ammo, it will be a primary that's going to be rinsed for sure. So with all of this information, decide for yourself if you want to give these weapons a go. Some are better for the bugs, some are better for the bots, but if you're looking for something mainly for the Illuminant, the burst rifle is your best bet. And plus it's free, so you don't even have to worry about buying it in comparison to the assault rifle. Let's just hope that as time goes on and we see the next batch of the Killzone crossover content, that the weapons are just as good as that one. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. Until next time, go and conquer the galaxy for managed democracy, and I will see you in the next video.